Welcome to Inside the Firm, a podcast dedicated to small business owners and hosted by entrepreneurs, Alex, Gore, and Lance Cayko. Each week, they take you on their journey of how to start, run, and grow a business by bringing you inside their architecture and real estate development firm. Get a behind-the-scenes tour of how these business leaders manage their clients and foster company culture while creating new and innovative projects. And now your hosts, Alex, Gore, and Lance Cayko.
Lance Michael Cayko, that's your middle name.
Middle name.
How's it going?
Good. Contractor Lance. We've been installing, everything's going good except for I have a complaint for Andersen windows.
Is it because you headbutted the window and it cut your forehead?
It is not only that. Not only that. Wait, how big is the cut? About a half inch?
Look at me the other way. 3/8 of an inch.
3/8 of an inch. You heard it here, ladies and gentlemen.
5/8.
5/8.
It's bigger than half inch.
That just grew a quarter inch.
I did it backwards.
Yep. Well, you're dyslexic. What are you going to do?
Exactly.
We're installing Andersen E-Series windows, and the product is actually phenomenal. All the frames are LVLs. So,
really?
Oh my God, they are, and they're like the sturdiest window ever. So sturdy, then they're like, oh, then you should put these straps on them.
A little foreshadow here.
Yeah, exactly. So we read the manual, make sure we're installing them correctly. Starting installing them yesterday. Then I get a call from Bill this morning. He's like, "Oh, we're short a bunch of straps." So then I call our supplier, and they go, "Oh, well, you weren't supposed to install the straps on the little windows." And I go, "Well, we did."
But we did.
And then I go, and he goes, "Don't worry, you can just get some Simpson straps and piece of cake." And I did, and I went to Home Depot. But Andersen, if you're listening, I will rescind this complaint if you become a sponsor. I'm holding you hostage.
Yes.
I would actually love them to be a sponsor because we haven't been.
Was the complaint that you didn't know, it didn't specify don't use it on the small window?
Yes. It shouldn't be in the manual that we were exactly. They should say.
Oh, it should have a caveat for windows over.
Boom. None of that happened. I mean, they literally showed on the diagram. We of course, like, you know, we did the right thing by like, we're going to start with the smallest window.
Yeah.
We're just going to get one right. Repeat the process, right? Fundamentals.
But also, you got it right too, like, oh, we're actually going to read the manual.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, plus I want is for everybody's listening. Sam and Bill are our construction guys, and then I'm the lead. But I want to turn them into, you know, people that can run job sites because we want to keep expanding and growing now the construction firm.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my. Other than that, it's going really well, Al.
Yep. But then you did headbutt one of these
in frustration.
And then you
and that Andersen window looked at me and he was like, I can't even talk, man.
Just like,
I have no feelings. I am an inanimate object until you animate me.
Well, you want to know what won't cut your face up?
I do.
Dell.
Wow. What do they do for you?
I don't know, but I could headbutt my laptop.
You can try.
It will not cut me in the face. I can't. I almost want to try.
What should I tell my wife tonight when I tell her?
Oh, you got to come up with something good. Can I, like, Al punched me? Like,
yes!
Al
We finally got into a fist fight.
Yeah. He punched me in the head.
I'll tell her the real story about our argument earlier this week, and then I'll lead into
he said I was unreasonable.
Yep.
Blah, blah, blah.
I hung up on him.
Yep. I was going to ask you. Now, I'll ask you now because it's inside the firm. How long does it take you to get unmad at me?
30 seconds.
Yeah. Me? It depending on how big our fight is.
It just needed to like sometimes we just have to do that. I actually think it's super healthy. I walked after I like my 30 seconds went away. I'm like, it's just what a healthy relationship. We just get it out.
The most is hours, if not minutes.
I don't say that.
No, that's me. That's me answering my own question. Though.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The most is hours if it's not minutes. Yeah. But even if it is, like, I don't know, I still feel like that's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
So, anyways,
Dell.
We're talking about Dell not cutting.
What are they?
If you want, Dell will even do better than that. Just cut you. They will help you. If you right now, you can work from anywhere. You can go to Dell.com, but you should go to Dell.com/inside the firm to receive your coupon because then you get an additional 5% off. Or you can call Dell. You can look up their number. I'll tell it to you. 800-757-8442. Look it up because I'm dyslexic, so some of those might have got mixed up, even though I think I did it right. And then you can use our member ID. It's going to be on our website. I could list off the number 300-157-04-759. You get 5% off. Lance is looking at the screen right here.
Right behind him.
On Monday, I'm going to have my guys put up, we got a Dell 75-inch screen.
Oh, good.
And it's going to be...
Jason, somebody else?
Yep, Jason and
Fantastic.
Mark are going to put it up.
Fantastic.
It's going to be awesome.
It's so huge.
And then we got that thing where we can just cast our computers to it. We're going to move this screen upstairs. And then for the meeting on Monday, I think we'll have 2 people want to zoom in. We'll have them on that screen up
Incredible.
there. Yeah.
Seriously incredible. It's a 75-inch 4K touchscreen. 4 people can touch it at once. Right?
Yes. Yeah. 70. That's huge.
It is huge.
Is that... Wait. Let me do something.
75 inches? It's 6'3".
That's what I was going to say. Like,
It's-
that's taller than us.
It's big. It's wider than our conference. The mini.
You could
conference
lay
table
on
we
it
have.
diagonally.
Wow. Yep.
Okay. We'll let you know. We'll take some
Yep.
pictures.
And it will not punch you
in the face.
after headbutting it.
Yeah.
Dell's
But
one-
we don't recommend headbutting Dell. Just to be on the record.
Yeah. So you should copy us, and you should get one of these. You should get one of these touchscreens.
They have them like 55-inch. We got 75-inch.
Yeah.
So
Imagine presenting to your clients on one of these touchscreens. You got to do it.
and then imagine going up there and touching it, or them touching it, and then you manipulate it. It's gonna be sweet.
Yep. You'll impress them. Rock and roll. Al,
That's my name.
once again, we're 5 months into 2020.
Yeah.
It is still not too late to meet your goal of increasing your firm/my firm. Our productivity this year, ArcCat has the tools any size firm needs to compete, whether it's using ArcCat's powerful search to find product data, downloading high-quality specs, getting the right BIM for your model, or using the patented Spec Wizard. I'm actually really excited about Spec Wizard because we're going after some government work. We're going to have to write specs. We're going to do it. To configure a specification in minutes. Best of all, it's free to use and requires no registration. So, check out arccat.com, that's ARCAT.com, and start building better content today.
We'll do. What's this thumbtack for Frank nonsense?
Oh, Frank. It's actually not nonsense. It is. We're going to give so shout out to Frank Collada. He messaged me today on the Facebook and asked me some questions about Thumbtack, so I'm happy to answer them on the air. Thank you for the content, Frank.
Cool.
Speaking of Frank, did you know I named my snake in my garage Frank? Did you know I have a stiff snake?
Yeah, I did know that.
Yeah, it's the best. He just
yeah.
eats the mice. I didn't even have to pay for this snake. I don't have to feed him, nothing.
Yeah. I don't know why there's been a lot of snake talk. I'm glad you have a pet snake.
There has been a lot of snake talk. Okay. So Frank messaged me this morning and said, let's see here. Hey, Lance, hoping all is well with you and the family and inside the firm. Quick question. In listening to your podcast, I took the plunge on Thumbtack as your praises seem great, yet I am being slammed on high cost, no value leads. Do you have any recommendations you could share? And do you use their targeting preferences? Let me know when you get a chance and stay healthy. Thank you for the question, Frank. Everybody, please send in your questions. We love answering them. So yes, we do use targeting. So targeting. I went to my Thumbtack Pro profile, and I went and looked at targeting, and we do have some targeting on there. I think there's some that I would actually take off at this point.
Is there different levels? Do you have to get? Is Pro different than regular? Is that an issue?
Well, yeah, because there's a consumer level.
Could that be
But that means you're not advertising on it. What you're doing in that case, which we've actually used Thumbtack to find other pros for like our website, a photographer one time, stuff like that. So that might be the issue, right? But I'm on, so if you sign up, but you can actually switch between, like, I can switch between, if I'm at thumbtack.com/services, I can switch. If I go to the top right hand side of my screen, look at my little profile picture, and then I can switch to customer. So if I'm in the pro side, I go to services and I have the targeting on. And right now we have the one that you want to, I think, have targeting on and spending the most money on, obviously, would be architectural services. So we have that on. I basically have it set to, and so maybe this is what you're looking for, is some numbers, is $250 a week. But we're not spending that much a week. I guarantee it, right? And I think there's a trick too to get to figure out which leads are actual leads and which ones you just say pass. Because if you pass, obviously you're not going to pay for them, right? So just to give you an idea of, let's start in January of this last year, when February is probably better, before all the craziness hit. Mm-hmm. And so when the economy was super hot, it's still pretty good actually as far as what we're doing. So we spent, let me add this up here, 88.38 for the first week of February. Second week of February, we spent, let's call it $94. So in the whole month of February, I guess there was a little bit at the end of January, February, we spent $182. That's all we spent on that. And then we were hired. I take that back. We actually did spend $67. We spent $250 in February, and we got one solid lead that paid us. So I think that was just a small. We were going to do some structural drafting, and then working with our engineer, he was going to do the engineering for his foundation. And I think we were down. I think our fees for that were like $3,500. So what does that equal in terms of your
8%, 9%,
7%? So it's like a 7% fee for you to get there, right? Then March, things, obviously slowed down a little bit. It looks like we're at, 13 plus 50 plus 100 plus 50 plus 60. And we are at, again, about $280. So we're not even at our limit, even though I have it set up to target. And then the way I have it set up to target is I have if I go to travel areas, I think this is pretty critical. I actually expanded this quite a bit because of the downturn, but right now I have it set so it is just all the way. Like if you looked at a map of Colorado, I target right up and down the I-25 corridor all the way down to Colorado Springs. Before the downturn, though, I didn't even have Colorado Springs on, and honestly, I should probably take it off at this point because we're so busy. Because it didn't get as bad for us as I think a lot of other industries.
That's a far ways down there too.
It is. So, and then before the downturn, I was also only targeting the Denver metro area because that's just where a ton of our work was coming from. And it seemed like the population center of that city was more privy to finding architects in this kind of way online. Boulder is it never really been a hot spot for us at all. There's just not a lot of building going on there because of all the restrictions and the green open space and all the other nonsense that they do, affordable housing. Fort Collins, we've never been able to tap into. So I think what you have to do is you have to target, I'd say, your highest populated center. That seems like a thing, one of the things to tackle. Job preferences. So in the job preferences, one of the things I took off is I took off less than 500 square feet. I don't care I don't care to do anything that's less than 500 square feet at this point.
Especially if you're paying 7% just for that fee.
Exactly. But and then there's all the options you'll see, right? So the minimum we did is 500 to 1,000 square feet because I will still do an addition that small, especially if we're going to build it. Then we get 18% on the construction fees. Like, we're making bank. It's all good. It's all good. The last thing you should look at for this is then times. So if you're a listener, which you are, then everybody you would know that Alex and I keep a really strict schedule as far as business goes, and we do adhere to it too because we both have families, and we take that seriously as well. So Monday 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. That's all I say. That's when I could work. That's when you can contact me, even though you can still get the messages and the leads and everything based on that. It is a numbers game. You are 100% playing a numbers game. So I think the thing to really look at is...
Here's the question.
Yeah.
If you pay for a lead, let's say one's $49, is that a realistic thing?
Yeah.
Do other people also get that same... Are you still competing? Or is it that's your lead now?
Oh, other people are. Sometimes it'll say the best ones are the ones where it says Melanie. I'm just making that up. Yeah. Melanie only picked you. And that happens to us quite often, actually. But again, I think that comes down to like if I look at our profile, 33 5-star reviews, hired 45 times. We crush the competition because we've been a Thumbtack user for almost a decade now. I think you can get up to that level pretty quickly.
Yep.
You just got to ask for the reviews, like we talk about all the time. But like, there are a lot of like crap leads. So here's an example of a crap lead, right? This person messaged me and said, 1,460 square foot home I have designed with the floor plan, elevations, foundation, framing, lighting plan. Looking for a pro to draw the plans in AutoCAD. So then I said, great. Can you email me the current plans? I can take a look. They never emailed me back. So, but I just haven't. I don't know what else to do with that one. Like I tried.
Yeah.
The guy did say he was going to email me back. Maybe I should do it live on air. I should say, hey, how's it going? Never saw the email. That sort of thing. And
then it comes back live on air. Look at that.
Wouldn't that be
Didn't
awesome?
work on air.
Yeah, exactly. So that one. So like, let's talk about that one. That one is so I paid for that one. It was I got a 20% targeting discount. So that's helpful. Like again, I think targeting and just setting a budget for yourself. Maybe you just set like $100 a week. Like, what are you spending right now? What are you spending right now on your marketing? Like, how else are you getting work at this point? What if you were in the chamber and all of a sudden, like, people aren't meeting like that anymore?
Oh, interesting.
For a while, just cancel that if you can, or don't do that. But like, you know, I don't know. What should you be spending on marketing? You know,
Well, I remember back in the day. It was like $250 a month.
Is what we were paying.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then now we have a website.
Go ahead.
Our website is pretty legit. And then you're doing Thumbtack. And what was your limit per month on Thumbtack? You don't hit all the time?
It's actually $250 per week.
Oh, per week. Okay.
But as I just explained, like we've only been hitting a month per month of about $25 or $250, right? So and then yeah. So like then there's some other ones I've gotten lately. This one didn't pan out at all because this gal couldn't even build what she wanted to do. So she want to see if it is possible to add a loft/apartment space above my garage. And then she was in the Colorado Springs. And I actually made the mistake here. And what I should have done is I should have said, I paid $44.66 for this lead. And I should have said, I should have just turned this one down because I'm actually in that kind of mindset right now because I feel pretty good about how much work we have coming in still. I should have said, that's a crap lead. Because if they don't even know, if they don't even have the initiative to call the planning and zoning department and find out if they can actually build an ADU, then it just seems like, you know, and it ended up being a complete waste of time because I emailed the planning department after she walked me through her property virtually. By the way, this is one of these virtual, I had her FaceTime. People have really been into that. It's been awesome. And then she couldn't do it. So that one sucked. That one sucked too. Let's see here. Another one, paid 2 discounts. I don't know how much I paid for this one though. This one was we had an architect. We had a architect draw what we needed, and he is retired. We have a few things in Jeffco building, and they need 2 items stamped and revised and then stamped. I can send the attachments via email if someone can take on. So I just said I'd be happy to have a phone call. Never got the phone call. We got 2 discounts for that. I don't even think it didn't even say how much we did. And then, but at the bottom of this, it says covered by price assurance. The leads you target get price assurance, discounts, and refunds. So I think one of the biggest things you were trying to get with this question was, am I using targeted leads? And yes. And I think that's the way to go. I think it's otherwise it's a crapshoot. I think you can tailor it to yourself, especially like when I talked about when I said you could do you could target down to like what size of stuff you want to go after and everything like that. But it costs money to make money. So if you're paying only a couple $100 and you do get some amazing leads, which like if you go to our website and you take a look at actually I think you could probably just Google it now. East Watch House. I'm just Googling it right now. See if it'll show up.
On Art Daily.
Yep. Eastwatch House, F9 Productions. I'm just Googling it. Boom. That thing is all over the place. So we just got published on Arc Daily, Dwell. Apparently it's on Newsbreak. Okay. It's on newsbreak.com. Architect Africa, Inhabitat, Pinterest, Facebook,
Who's pinned
Flipboard. Oh my God, how far is this? It's on our website. Our website is on the second page of Google for it. That's hilarious. Home Eco Store. Geez, Curbed. It's all over the place. My point with that is that like that is easily one of our best houses that we've done so far in our tenure, and that came from Thumbtack. And then with that house, we actually got a referral to the gentleman's friend who also worked at the same company. Boom, we got another house at the same time with that.
I can't believe those clients and that house. You know how like that house is sophisticated that they're like Thumbtack is where we'll find our architect.
Yeah,
that seets crazy to me.
Well, it seems crazy to you, but yeah, it's proven the point that it works. That it works.
Yeah.
We still haven't got our shipping container tenant finish. We're Eldorado climbing walls. They literally are like the world leader in climbing walls. They're awesome, and they out of Louisville now.
And I thought that one would be the more easier.
I did too. I thought that one would get published easier too. Super modern. Everybody likes the idea of these freaking shipping containers. But then again, like that one too. Thumbtack, no problem. I mean, I could go on and on. Honestly, we've gotten so much business off of it. It works really well. I think it all depends on too, like how you set up, what your profile looks like. I took advantage of and went through and did like all the credentials. So I got my license up there, architecture license up there. We have all kinds of photos up there. We have all kinds of videos up there. We have, and then our social media is linked. There's an introduction. And then I answered, there's a frequently asked questions. Like, do you have that stuff filled out? So for instance, what should the customer, let's see here. What is your typical process for working with a new customer? And then we explain that, right? Or what questions should customers think through before talking to professionals about the project?
Ooh. Did you say, are you allowed to do what you want to do?
No, but I should. That's so smart. Instead, what I said is, God, I'm going to add that. That's a good idea, Al. Look at this. Live on the air. You're hearing it, how we do business. So take a look at our profile. If you want to copy stuff, like, I don't care. Sure. Go for it. You still got to compete against me.
Right. But then also, are you responding quickly? Think about all those other things. Are you even a good salesman?
Yeah. Do you have the app on your phone? Because I have the app on my phone, and Alex knows I'm addicted to my phone, but that's good in the sense that I use it for business so that, like, I will get the notifications and I respond quicker than anybody. I beat everybody on Thumbtack with speed. So there you have it. Oh, last thing. We have a bunch of quote templates. Let me see if I could do one real quick. Let's see, messages. Oh, leads. All right, there's a few leads I could look at just so I can give you an idea. So let's say I was going to go after this lead. Yeah, this guy Danny B. They want to do a deck or something. Well, I have, 20 different templates to respond to clients with, and then I can custom tailor them a little bit, right? So my go-to one lately has been the virtual meeting one. And it's, good afternoon. Right now I'm only booking virtual meetings using FaceTime or the Zoom app. This meeting is free, and you'd walk me around your property to help me better understand the full scope of the project. After that walkthrough, I would then start working on a proposal for your project. If you'd like to book an appointment, please click on this link and find a time that works for you. Boom, then it goes to my Calendly. I've already talked about that before on the podcast. Get the Calendly app. Do it. It's the best, because then what's even better about Calendly now is if you, let's say you wanted to do a Zoom meeting, you can do a Zoom on any kind of laptop, iPad, or even your phone now. And it links to your Zoom. So it talks to Zoom and then sets up the Zoom meeting for you. It's sick. The last part of this is last after you book it, please read through the instructions for how to start the virtual meeting. Use your phone. Cheers. People have been doing the virtual meetings with me, maybe 2 or 3 a week. I sent out a proposal this morning. We'll see if we get it. That's my advice. There you go.
That's good stuff. Want to know what we've been doing inside the firm?
I've been outside, so you tell me.
So we got this project. This guy has like 6 acres or so. And he says, what can I build here? Right? So you know how to do the analysis of you can build this, on this much acres, you have to have this much open space, you have to have this much for detention, you can have residential, and you can have this much commercial, right? But what does that mean? And then you can build this high. How do you figure out how many actual units you can make? So I had our guy Jason test out TestFit, right? You go to testfit.io.
Yes.
And I want to show you what it made.
Oh, he's showing me live. I'm going to describe it.
Okay. Have you not seen it?
I know what TestFit.io is, but I haven't seen what you're doing.
This is what popped out. So explain it. And I'll show you the rest. There's one of 8 slides.
So Alex is showing me a Google Street View from aerial, like an aerial view of it.
Yep.
And it's 2 buildings and then maybe a parking garage in between the 2.
Yep. And it has, you can see like where it laid out, like the hallways. It has little balconies. That's not going to be the design, right? But like, I love this 3D view and that you can impose it on there. And it just, I'm sure that it's kind of default that way. I'll have him in tomorrow. Next podcast to show us, like to open up the program and do all this. So here is actually, here's the first.
How does it know the zoning?
So we know the zoning, right?
And then you put it in there. You type stuff in and then it spits it out. Like you have to feed it some kind of that information.
You have to feed, here you go. So literally this is how I think it works. You say, hey, I have a 1 bedroom, it's this many square feet. 2 bedroom, this many square feet. 3 bedroom, this many square feet, right? And then it knows rules, Lance, like distances to exits, like 150 feet. So it will put one in, and then I think it's line based. So you start drawing it. And then you say you can go up this high, and then you make this many levels of it, right? Here's a parking lot. And you just, you literally pull it, and then it just adds in parking spaces, to it. So it lays that out and what's great about this is Jason said it was a little bit more intensive to learn than he thought it would be, right? But he actually had
How many hours do you think? I wish he was here to answer, but how many hours do you think it?
How long
did he mess with this?
8 hours.
Fair. Still though, totally worth it.
But this is what he did. He had something different going on here. And I go, oh no, Jason, move this over here, do this thing. And I go, how long would that take you to do in Revit? Imagine destroying part of a building, changing all the floor boxes, all that. He's like, I don't know. It's going to take me minutes. It's going to take me minutes. And then it gives you this, right? But then from this.
What is this, Al? People can't see it.
Well, that's your job. What is it?
Well, go back.
Oh.
Yeah, my eyes are terrible. So then it gives you this. And what he was saying is it gives you the net. It looks like a table, net rentable. It says units. And then how many beds are in each unit, how many studios, how big they are, and then how much money you can make.
Well, here. So
right?
1 bedroom, because buildings are weird. So there's a 1 bedroom, and you have A1, A2, A3, and they're slightly different, but they'd be the same configuration. Okay, how many do they have on each level, and then what's the total? So 1 bedrooms, I have 103. 2 bedrooms, I have 78. 3 bedrooms, I have 51. Studios, I have 52. And then you have the percentages, and then you could change them. So wait.
Can you change them in the table and then they affect the graphic?
Yes.
Amazing.
Yep. So our P5 client will say, I need this many percentage because this is what the market says. So you could change that. You want more 3 bedrooms than 2 bedrooms. And then when you're building it, it will make more 3 bedrooms than 2 bedrooms. Right? Mm-hmm. And then let me pull this up quickly. Here we go. Jason Buss. What I had him do is then just write it out very simply. You have this many 3 bedrooms, this many 2 bedrooms.
Well, yeah, from that table instead of the table. Yeah,
exactly.
The table's a little confusing. Exactly. It's just not. It's not as digestible as it could be.
Well, there should be a summary. See this 1 bedroom, Lance. And then it says how many, 2 bedrooms, how many, that. There should be a executive summary.
Mm-hmm.
And it just has that, and then and then it tells you the areas, which is great too. If you knew a square footage cost, you could estimate this building, right?
Yeah.
Which would be super, super cool. And then the first picture, which is great, but the end result is this 3D view that you can put on Google Earth.
And so you guys are using the trial for this?
Yeah, well, I know him, so I just asked.
I know, which is awesome.
Just for a while.
Yeah.
I said, can we try it out for a while?
So you should go check it out at blog.testfit.io.
But I think it's just testfit.io. You probably don't have to do the blog at testfit.io.
Yeah, you can just type in testfit.io. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can download it and check it out real quick. It's awesome. Obviously, so like it's an engineer, right? Like that's the only way I can describe it. Like this is an engineer engineering a site to be the most efficient. Because then when you look at the graphics, you go like, and so I don't want to like, you still got to architect it. Like you're still going to have to make it beautiful. You know? You still got to have this balance. There's all this. You still got to deal with all the engineers and our beloved government.
Yep. But then I'll tell you what the guy asked me. You see that we're in the lot. It's almost like that movie Up, where like someone's not selling their lot, and he goes to me. He's like, I offered them $1 million for that. He goes, should I offer them like 1.1? And because he's like, we could fit more units in there. And I was like, yeah, but just give me a day, and I can figure out how many more units can go in there. Like literally give me an hour, and Jason could like take this I and turn it into an L, and we'd be like, oh yeah, you get 60 more units. Mm-hmm. What is that worth to you? Then he knows it's worth 60 more.
This is like a godsend. You got to embrace this kind of technology. And by the way, if you haven't listened to did you listen to this? Andre Architect. What episode was this?
Oh, the one with Evan Troxel.
If you haven't listened to if you haven't listened to the Entree Architect episode 321 with Evan Troxel, Architect Futurist Evan Troxel. Right. I don't know what you're doing with your life, because that was a cerebral episode. Because Evan is really, I said it like in a joke, but like no, he's a futurist, because he thinks he really thinks ahead about like why aren't planning departments like they did. Did you hear about the Raiders? So apparently with the Raiders stadium in Las Vegas, they got to reduce the parking like down to only a couple thousand spaces, because they made the argument that, and rightly so. I mean, come on, you go to Vegas, I go to Vegas, we get an Uber, or we just walk.
Oh, all the time.
Or a taxi, doesn't matter. But like or the tram, you can take the tram now.
Yeah, I don't know what that goes to.
I don't know if it does either.
But still.
But
I wish I could see
why aren't planning departments, or why aren't you pushing for, if you're a YIMBY, yes, in my backyard person, pushing for future thinking about, like, once we're going to have driverless cars soon enough. Like Al and I have
Tesla orders.
Cybertrucks coming in 2 years.
Yeah.
They're going to be driverless.
Yeah.
He's be making memes on the way to Denver. Not a big deal.
What did you think about his idea of like these architecture firms are now grouping together to make their own tech?
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like
the biggest reason why I like it is because it's like Evan was saying, is that the problem is that so we're all trying to tackle very similar problems. So then we all try to tackle these similar problems with similar solutions. And it's like, no, we should just team up.
Yep.
And then it's just done.
Yep. Interesting. Yeah, I like that podcast. I don't like. I feel like that is the inspiration for an idea that hasn't came yet.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
That is just you.
Okay, that's all I have. Wait, I have one more thing.
What do you have?
If you're trying to level up your game, know how you can do it?
I bet you'll tell me.
You can go to RevitRocketship.com. You can learn Revit. You can see our tutorials. You can learn how to start a project. You can learn how to build families. And you can get our template that we've been using, building, making awesome in our own firm. The best way to learn Revit is to start on a project, on a small residential project, because you all know the language of residential. You know how things are being put together. Then start your own project, residential project, do it that way. And then you can go on and learn from there. So if you're trying to learn the basis of Revit, go to RevitRocketship.com. It's how we train our staff. It's how we train students. It's how we train other professionals. And you just get it at a really great price. So try that out.
You should try that out. Yep. If for some reason you haven't left us a 5-star review and you're just thinking about it, you got nothing better to do, please go to the iTunes app, leave us a 5-star review, put even 5 more right on top of that, and then Alex will send you a free copy of the book in the Creativity Code in PDF format.
If you're feeling frisky, steal your wife's phone. Do the same thing. Steal your dog's phone. Steal your daughter's phone. Steal your son's phone. And they'll be like, Dad, what are you doing? And you're like, leave me alone. I'm living my best life.
The best.
And just don't tell them.
There you go.
And then throw phones back.
You all live your best life. Talk to you next week.